Well, it's always good to have a meeting with the boss, sitting with Ozzie Gomez, who owns Galiano Cigar Room, where we're at here in Coral Gables, also owns the Downtown Cigar Bar in Fort Lauderdale. Ozzie, thanks for hanging out with us, man.
Thank you for coming by, man. It's always a pleasure.
Excellent. This is one of the finest places I like to come to in Coral Gables, Florida. So tell me how this all came about, because, again, real estate guy, and all of a sudden you got into the cigar business. How did that all come about for you?
I think like most people, man, it was a passion of mine. It was a dream for some time. We've now been in the industry a little over 6 years. I approached a dear friend of mine, Cito Rodriguez, my partner, and just came to him with an idea. And I said, this is something I've always been passionate about, something I've always considered doing. And without a blink of an eye, he said, I want in. I believe in you. I believe in this. And we're both, just have a huge passion for the art and the history behind cigars. So I was very fortunate. I had friends that have been in the business for many years that I was able to reach out to and lean on for some support. And, we went from a trip to Nicaragua. I had the privilege of going to Nicaragua, seeing the industry from the back end. One of the gentlemen that I reached out to was Eric Espinosa, been a dear friend for many, many years. And I said, hey, man, it's something that I'm really considering. Your business intrigues me, and I'd love to learn more about it. And he says, why don't you come to Nicaragua with me, see it from the back end and see, how the whole thing works. So on the flight back, I brought a business mentor of mine, and he says to me, what is it that's bothering you? What do you look very, and I said, I really enjoy the business. I'm very intrigued by it. It's something that I would love to be a part of, but I think that maybe the timing is a little bit off. And he says to me, okay, tell me all of the reasons why this is a bad idea. And we were getting on the flight, and I said, well, my wife was pregnant at the time. She's about 7-8 months pregnant. And just life was coming at us fast.
Yeah, I would imagine.
My wife was pregnant, the timing, and at the time I was actually a police officer. And there was a lot going on there, and I went on and on with the different reasons why I thought it was bad timing. And that took about a whole 5 to 10 minutes. And then my buddy says to me, okay, are you done? And I said, yeah, I think so. He goes, all right, now I'm going to tell you all the reasons why this is a good idea. Because the timing is never going to be right. You have to position yourself accordingly. You have to budget yourself accordingly, like you've always done. And it's going to be something successful. And I think that, so the rest of the 2-hour flight was all of the reasons why it's a good idea and you should do it. And got back into town and told my wife, hey, we're going to open up a cigar bar. Reached out to another dear friend who's been in the liquor business for many years. And, the guidance and just the overwhelming knowledge that these guys provided was part of the reason why we've been very successful.
Now, you and I know each other a little well, truth be told. And what I've always found that I love about cigars is kind of what you bring into your shops here, into your lounges here, both in Fort Lauderdale and here in Miami, is that what cigars do is I can pretend if I make 35 grand a year, I can drive a Maserati for a day. I can come, have a cigar in a very relaxed, welcoming atmosphere. And that's what you bring to that's your idea, right?
That's absolutely correct. One of the things that we pride ourselves in is that from day one, we wanted every walk of life to be able to come here and feel comfortable. We discuss it with our team meetings all of the time. We don't sell cigars. We don't sell spirits. We sell an environment. We sell an atmosphere. And the culture that you create when people come in and you treat them like you've known them for 20 years, that's exactly what the outcome is. People come in, they feel comfortable, and they stay a little longer. And the networking and the camaraderie that you get in a cigar bar like this is just, it's limitless.
Here in Coral Gables, which is a very fun part of Miami, tell me about why you chose Coral Gables for this particular spot.
Coral Gables is a place that when we were growing up here, we always looked at it as, like their motto is, the city beautiful. It's very manicured, very well kept, and clearly there's a lot of wealth here. And when we were kids, it was always like, you're in Coral Gables, you sort of made it.
It's sort of like the Great Gatsby. Right. I mean, when you drive around here, you feel like it's 1925.
It's something that, there's something to be said about the history here, about how successful the city's been, and just the ambiance, the atmosphere. It's just a great place. It's one of the few cities in Dade County that we said, this is a no-brainer. We need to be here.
So tell me about the shop. Now you come in here, it's an intimate location, which is what I like. It's not a big sprawling area, but that's actually to your benefit, right?
Absolutely. We have what we consider a sweet spot as far as size. There's some different, there's no right or wrong, just different business models. We pride ourselves here that this is a family-owned business, and our guests that come here are part of the family. Some places I may think are a little too big, where you sort of get lost, or maybe even a little too small. Where here, in my opinion, I think it's just right. People come in, and it's the old Cheers concept. Everybody knows your name, you know what to expect. You come in here, forget about life for a while, sit back, relax, let us do the rest.
Now, the old elephant in the room right now is COVID. How has that affected your business? How has that affected how you deal with customers and everything like that?
COVID clearly took a big hit on us. Like with most small businesses, we were, when we had the hard shutdown in March. April, our sales were down almost 78%. And it's been just a roller coaster. Going back to our guests, which we consider family, we had several ladies that would come here and said, we need to make sure you guys make it out of this. We need to make sure that you guys survive this. And that's something that really touched my heart, because everybody was suffering, but what happens in typical families, everybody's suffering, you come together, you help one another out. So it was very, very prideful to see everybody pitch in and everybody help each other out, and we did just that. Fortunately, we rolled up our sleeves and said, hey, we got to figure it out. We had just been open. We were about to celebrate our 1-year anniversary. And, again, with any small business starting off, you got to make sure your budget's in order. So fortunately, I think that we've seen the worst of it. And here we are getting back on our feet and ready to keep going. We've taken precautions, everything from separating distance, everything from we have a company that comes in, sprays the place down, keeps everything nice and clean. Our staff does a great job of keeping things very clean. And, we want to do what's best for everyone, and most importantly, that people feel comfortable coming here.
Well, you can't help but feel comfortable here. What I like about it is you've got where your lockers are, you have another, like, not a members section, or maybe it is a members section. We have some high back chairs over there, kind of like intimate space to have meetings and stuff like that. So you can cut a deal here, or you can just decompress and have a smoke, right?
That's exactly it. Our job is to try to, number one, cater to what you want your day to go, right? So we tell people, you come in, how's your day going? Oh, I'm having a terrible day, whatever. We're here to fix that. We're going to make it a whole lot better. How's your day going? We're having a wonderful day. We just closed this great deal. Well, you know what? Thank you for coming to celebrate with us. We're going to make it that much better, And
what I love about it, you can't have any Latin, Cuban, influenced area, the live music here. I mean, I've been here when there's live music, and it's a full-blown house party in here.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to getting back into that. We had a great band called Cache, and they brought back some of the traditional Cuban music that, we truly enjoy. We had live DJs here. DJ Carluva was just here recently, and he just puts on a show. There some of our guests come in, and they didn't realize that it's just one guy. It sounded like a full 5-piece, 6-piece orchestra, and it's him doing the DJs, doing the congas, doing the drum machine, and the guy's very, very good.
Now, as an entrepreneur, I love talking to entrepreneurs because your vision is amazing. The way you can see an empty canvas, a blank wall, and turn it into a thriving business. What makes you tick? What's your day-to-day like? How do you go about your day? Just tell me about what your 8 to 5 is.
My what?
Yeah, right.
That doesn't exist.
Your 8 to 8, 8 to 8, 24-hour window.
No, man. It's like with most people, the balance is just what it is. You're always trying to achieve that balance. I've got 2 young daughters. I've got a beautiful wife. We've got 2 businesses, and you're just trying to balance all of that in between. My wife will tell you I don't sleep at all, but I truly enjoy it. Like the old saying goes, you do something you love, you never work a day in your life. I get up early and get the kids ready, get them to school. And in between, Cito and I are texting back and forward. All right, what's the game plan for this month? What's the game plan for this event? And, it's one of those things. I can see technology where it sort of takes away a bit from that face-to-face and that person. but I just can't imagine us getting business done without it, you know. So it's one of those things. We are, you know, we're messaging each other early in the morning, and then sometimes I'm like, let me not, it's too late. And then he'll message me, hey, are you up? I got this idea, you know, and it's a constant, but it's great, man. It's great. I can't imagine myself being in any other industry ever again. You know, this is something that has been such a blessing. The people that we meet and the guys that, whether it be cigar reps, whether it be spirit reps, our guests, I mean, it is just the most amazing people. I always tell people, in the cigar business, you have a very unique thing. And in any, you can walk into any cigar place in the entire world. The minute you walk into that door, you automatically have something in common with those people. Okay, whether it be the cigars, whether it be the spirit that you're sharing with that cigar, but the camaraderie that you get out of the cigar world, out of this culture, is like none other.
Why is that? Why do you think? Because again, when as a kid growing up, you hear cigars and you think, you know, stuffy old dudes with top hats in a bunkered in room, but it's not like that. Well, how do you break down those walls to get people to come in here and say, hey, have a smoke? Doesn't matter. We're all the same.
That is a great question. And I'm going to tell you just some of the little things that we focused on, especially at this location here. We wanted to make it very inviting. And that's precisely the misconception at times where you say, oh, it's a cigar bar. You think about, you know, grandpa's old dungy basement type thing, right? So what was important to us when we built this location here is we wanted to make it very inviting for ladies and for non-smokers, believe it or not. The smoker's gonna come, right? If I make it to where we have a very comfortable environment for the non-smoker and for the ladies that don't smoke, because there's a great deal of ladies that are smoking nowadays, they're gonna stay here a little bit longer. So now it becomes a group activity. Whereas opposed to if you say to your girlfriend or your wife back in the past, I'm going to go to a cigar bar. She goes, okay, let me know how that goes. You know, where now they come in here and they see, hey, we have an amazing air purification system. We have an amazing extraction system, and they feel at home. We also, just prior to COVID, we got our outdoor patio approved. And that's something that has been a huge blessing for us. Because again, if you'd like to, you know, in South Florida, with the exception of our rainy time, from now until about maybe March, it's just a great time to sit outside, enjoy a cigar.
November through February is prime time to be in South Florida because it doesn't rain, the mosquitoes aren't there, and it's beautiful out here.
That's it. That was the goal.
Yeah. So talk to me about the challenges of it. I mean, I don't care what kind of business you do, but let alone a cigar business, which seems very niche, but you're trying to make it not niche. Tell me those challenges.
Challenges, yeah, that's a very nice way of putting it.
I learned a long time ago, you never say issues, you never say problems. Challenges.
I'll tell you the good side of it. We are the first and only full liquor cigar bar in the history of Coral Gables. In short, that took approximately 27 months to achieve. So we're very happy that we achieved it.
I can see it in your face. I can see you going through every email, every phone call. I can see it in your face.
It is a challenging city, as most are, but this is a city that we weren't willing to give up. And I'm so glad that we did it. So glad that we didn't. You know, there were times that Cito and I would discuss and we would say, you know, why are we doing this, man? Why are we banging our head here, you know? And the following morning, I'm like, there's no way I'm giving up on this. There's no way, because I saw that there is a great value of being in this city. There's a great value of being in. And not to beat up this city, most cities, look, they want to do things right. They want to do things. The building codes change often, and it's for the better, you know? But us being, you know, we're not contractors. We're not builders, you know? So us coming from a very common sense, you know, what do we need to do? Let's get it done. Right. You know, it could be very challenging where you are either, you don't meet the zoning requirements because of a distance to a similar business or a place of worship, or, you know, there's several aspects, but definitely well worth it.
Tell me when, because you obviously have to like cigars. You're smoking a cigar. Tell me when a cigar came into your life where it sort of clicked for you.
It's funny because everybody remembers their first cigar. So yeah, I tried my first cigar at 13. 13. I was with my uncle, and he was a big cigar smoker. And, you know, like most curious teenagers, say, he saw me and he goes, "You want to try it?" You know, thinking like maybe this is going to be a deterrent. And grab a cigar, smoking a cigar. Man, I could get used to this, you know. And then he goes, "Give me my cigar. What are you doing?" You know, but I truly enjoyed it. And a similar thing, you know, you thought cigars were a sign of success. Cigars were a sign of, you know, of wealthy guys.
A baby, a championship, closing a deal. Yeah, of course. Well, I think it just makes us feel good. And I've always said cigars are a way to decompress. It's a way to end the day in style. End the day, you know, just blowing your problems away and welcoming in a new day.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. And that's our goal every time somebody walks in that door. We leave, you know, try to forget the troubles on the other side of the door. At least the time we're here, sit back, relax, let us make you feel at home, you know, and take a little break.
Last question for you. So what's next? We've got the downtown cigar shop in Fort Lauderdale. We've got Galiano's cigar room here in Coral Gables. What's next? Because there's always a guy like you. There's always something next.
There definitely is. There definitely is. I'm gonna keep you in suspense on that one, but there definitely is.
Call me when that next is a now.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I can't thank you enough for your support. You've been supporting us here from day one. You know, it means the world to me.